Hello, everyone, and welcome to Our Ventura TV. I'm Sandra Seapack. On today's show, we are welcoming Cynthia Torres. Cynthia is the CEO of New Dawn Counseling and Consulting here in Ventura County, and she's also a licensed therapist. So we'd like to welcome you to the show today. Thank you so much.
Hello, Sandra. Thank you so much for having me here.
Great. One thing I'd like to talk about today, Cynthia, is something we're all kind of dealing with is all these circumstances surrounding COVID-19 and a lot of overwhelming things that are, taking hold. But we'd really like to focus on parents and children and dealing and managing stress in all that we're going through. And I wondered if you could kind of address that and go into some thoughts about how we can all better handle the stress.
Yes. Well, I think that it has really brought to our attention the amount of stress that we are dealing with on a daily basis. And so it's so important to be able to really start with compassion, and compassion not only for other people, but also for ourselves, and understanding that we are really dealing with unprecedented times. Parents, we are not only having to devote our day to work, but especially those parents that have younger kids that are trying to support their kids in their academic endeavors at the same time that you are trying to have a life and trying to be productive and trying to just keep on going with things.
Mm-hmm.
So acknowledging that there has been a lot being put on us as parents, and how do we balance our daily requirements with work and life balance, which is also part of, celebrating Labor Day and trying to create a balance between work and personal life.
Right.
So I think that starting by that piece of acknowledging and self-compassion is so important. Also, because it's a constant adjustment. I think that one of the words that had really came up during the COVID time is that we need to be very flexible and fluid. One day is, yes, you could go outside with your kids and you could have gatherings up to 5 people. The next day is, no, go back home. The next day is, you're not allowed to go to the beach or any other recreational area. So it is this concept of always being fluid and being able to maneuver through times without holding on to things that much, because that's what's going to create more stress.
Right.
Between
and
what we expect.
Yeah, I think you have to be kind of in that mode of ever changing, because many of us see that things do change on a daily, weekly basis, and they may not always be the same. So I think, as you're mentioning, adapting to that situation may be a big help to everybody.
Yes. I also like to focus on being grateful for the positive things and the good things that are happening right now.
Okay.
So one of the great things that, at least for my work, has happened is that I had been able to connect with a lot more people that in the past I really didn't have the opportunity to do it. And so as a personal technique is scheduling those social connection times on a consistent basis. And so as parents, is taking care of ourselves by connecting with others and understanding that we are not alone in this process. I would encourage the parents to be able to go back to the teacher or the school districts. They are there to support you. And if you bring up the questions and the concerns that you have specifically for your kid,
Mm-hmm.
they have a lot of support systems that they're going to be able to help you on that. So feeling that you are really not alone is another piece of support and managing the stress during this time.
Right. And let's talk about that support system, because I really would like you to address the fact to parents that if they are struggling and they need extra help, ask for it. It's very important to do that and not hold it in, as you're saying, but get out there and ask for the help that you may need. Should it be something with the software or internet issues or school issues? Certainly reaching out to school administration makes a big difference. But I really think that first step you're saying is reaching out and asking for some help or some guidance really can lessen the stress a little bit.
Definitely. And I think that school districts and teachers recognize that we as parents might not have, and we don't have all the answers.
No.
So this is the perfect time to reach out for help and not feel that it's kind of a put down on you.
Mhm.
It's just the circumstances, and the teachers and the school districts are really the experts on being able to provide virtual learning. So being able to hold on to them and create a collaborative relationship where you really understand that your kid is also going to have needs
Mhm.
that are not being met through this time, and that you need that support to be able to resolve whatever the situation is.
Yeah, I think, because there is a lot of feelings of being overwhelmed with so much, as you
Mhm.
mentioned, that parents are trying to do with online schoolwork, household duties, possibly even having your own job that you're trying to deal with. Managing all this together sometimes can be an overwhelming type feeling, and those anxiety feelings kind of creep in. So, how can we better manage that? Is it just putting everything in order and dealing with it one thing at a time?
Definitely prioritizing and
Okay.
organizing your schedule is going to help you not feel overwhelmed.
Mhm.
So many times we keep on thinking about the same thing over and over.
Right.
So if we put it on a paper and say, okay, I'm going to take care of this on Monday, then we know that is on the paper, you will take care of that
Mhm.
then and then, and you don't have to worry about as much.
Okay.
I think that the other part of it that is so important is really being able to lower our expectations.
Oh, okay.
Before COVID time, we were having 100% productivity expectations. At least I had it for myself.
Sure.
Um, and just understanding that with this time of transition, my expectation should be lower, really, to 60 or 70% of my traditional capacity, because it takes time to adjust.
Mhm.
The body definitely feels that I am sitting down the whole day. So I need to make some adjustments and say, okay, maybe I need to take more breaks during the day.
Okay.
Maybe my day shouldn't be as long as 10 hours per day. So adjusting those expectations to create a more realistic and not judging ourselves as much, but just saying, okay, I'm just testing the waters right now. I'm
Okay.
trying this. We'll see if it works, and then if it doesn't, it's okay. We'll try something different.
I think also that, if you are feeling a little bit frustrated or, that you're taking on too much, a good social network, a social support system, as we may say, could really make a difference.
Definitely. I actually encourage people to be able to not only schedule regular meetings with the people that they were used to, like
Okay.
at work or your
Right.
friends, but also reaching out with people that you don't have the opportunity to talk on a consistent basis.
Hmm.
Um, as a matter of fact, I was able to have a 30-year reunion for my high school online. I am originally from Colombia, and we were able to gather 28 of us last Saturday. And it has been so much fun to be able to utilize this time to create connections that traditionally were not there, because I have 5 good friends that I connect with.
Nice.
But just reaching out outside of your comfort zone, it becomes your support system. I also want to say that I love learning, and I am passionate about being able to tap into new ways of learning.
Okay.
And so one of the ways in which we had accompanied people during this time is, you know, that mainly I work with the Hispanic population. And so we are creating videos for the Spanish community to be able to feel that they are being accompanied, that the feelings that they are normal under these circumstances.
Okay.
And if they need support, they could reach out to us. And so that might be another way of feeling connected. Maybe sending a little message to
Well, it,
people.
it is very important. And as of you, knowing certainly that barrier with language may be very difficult for some families who are dealing with many of the things we had talked about. So certainly the videos that you're creating certainly will help a great deal as well. And hopefully that will definitely make a difference for a lot of people. I want to thank you, Cynthia Torres, for joining us today on the program and sharing more about some of your insight for parents and families who may be dealing with a lot of stressful situations and stressful things going on during COVID-19. We appreciate your involvement in giving us some of these tips to help us all get through this together.
Thank you, Sandra. And I love sharing and being able to help people and support them in whatever their situation is. So thank you for making it normal that we need to reach out for support.
Very good. Again, thank you so much for joining us on today's show.